Yavo Ezri Esa Enai El Heharim Me'ayin Yavo Ezri Esa Enai El Heharim Me'ayin Yavo Ezri Esa Enai El Heharim Me'ayin Yavo Ezri Ezri Me'im Adonai Oseh Shamayim Va'aretz Esa Enai El Heharim Me'ayin Yavo Ezri I lift up my eyes to the mountains. Where does my help come from? I lift up my eyes to the mountains. Where does my help come from? You know my help, it comes from God who made heaven and earth. Esa Enai El Heharim Me'ayin Yavo Shabbat Shalom from
Wendy
and Raymond
and
Fergus.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Shabbat Shalom. I'm delighted to be joined in the building with our dear musicians, Billy Jonas and Kim Wilde, with our tech team, Len Levi, Kevin Ring, and Marty Gillen, all here tonight. I want to wish a very happy anniversary to Marty and Carol, and thank you, Carol, for sharing Marty with us here in the sanctuary, helping us with lighting and all things artistic and beautiful. Just to switch things up, to make things interesting, settle in. I'm giving my sermon at the beginning. We learn in the Midrash, Tanchuma, that as the navel is set in the center of the human body, so is the land of Israel the navel of the world. And Jerusalem is in the center of the land of Israel. And the sanctuary is in the center of Jerusalem. And the Holy of Holies is in the center of the sanctuary. And the ark is in the center of the Holy of Holies. And in the center of the Holy of Holies is the foundation stone, because from it the world was founded. So at the center of the center of the center of the center, our tradition claims that there is this thing called a foundation stone. In Hebrew, Even Hashtiyah, upon which everything else emanates and rests. According to our Talmudic sages, the foundation stone is situated at the center of all creation because it was the first part of the earth to ever come into existence. In fact, we also learn that God gathered the earth from around this Even Shtiyah to form Adam, the first human being. And it was on that same rock, that same stone, that Adam, and then later Cain and Abel and Noah, offered sacrifices to God. Other sources locate this rock on Mount Moriah, at the exact site where Abraham bound Isaac for sacrifice. And it is also identified as the stone upon which Jacob, in this week's Torah portion, dreamt about angels ascending and descending on a ladder, and from which he awoke to exclaim, God was in this place and I did not know. In the book of 2 Samuel, legend has it that the foundation stone was part of the threshing floor that King David purchased from a Jebusite, and upon it, King David offered a sacrifice, hoping he might be permitted to construct the first temple there. However, as his hands were bloodied, he was forbidden to do so himself, and the task was left to his son Solomon, who did so on that rock after him. Today, many believe the large rock resting on the Temple Mount, over which the famous gold-domed mosque called the Dome of the Rock was constructed, is the Even Hashtiyah, the foundation stone referred to in all of these sacred texts. I love this tradition of a mythological Even Shtiyah, foundation stone that appears at critical moments of transition or chaos, and out of which all else is created. In this week's parsha, this stone provides comfort and the possibility of rest to a frightened and alone Jacob, who had to flee from home and everything and everyone he knew and loved. Only upon awakening from his dream does Jacob realize he's fallen asleep in none other than a divine abode and a gateway to heaven. One might say that we are all in search of our own Even Shtia, a foundational touchstone place within where we can settle and find grounding when beset with chaos and confusion within and without. Like our hero Jacob, when I feel fearful and isolated, I yearn to wake up to experience instead that I am connected to something eternal and infinite in which I can find security and stability. There is another midrash that expands on this understanding of the foundation stone. When King David happened upon it on that Jebusite threshing floor, the midrash says he lifted it up, and suddenly a flood of water like those from Noah's days erupted from underneath it. And then when King David replaced the Even Shtia, the water was contained. On this, the Piazetzner Rebbe likens the overwhelm we feel, we experience when chaos fills our minds, and that it can feel a lot like drowning in rising water. A foundation stone doesn't make the chaos endemic to the world disappear. Instead, it is a tool which we can lean on to steady ourselves in the midst of that chaos. It stays the flood waters from rising. The mystical text of the Zohar is even more daring in its view of the foundation stone. It envisions God at the dawn of creation taking the Even Shtia and throwing it into a deep abyss where it gets planted, and from it, the rest of the world blooms. In the eyes of a mystic, the foundation stone isn't just what keeps all that is harmful at a safe distance. It is also what transforms the primordial depths into vibrant soil for creativity and imagination to spring forth. When I sit quietly and can access spaciousness and stillness within, I find I am often rewarded with inspiration, clear seeing through confusion, new answers to old questions, and reserves of patience to endure discomfort. I might go as far as to say, there is a foundation stone waiting to be discovered in all of us if we would sit and find the stillness within. And when we do find it, we can tap into a fundamental sense of all rightness in a world that is anything but all right. But we have to remember where to seek it, where to look. Because if we're always looking to others or the world out there to provide us a sense of equanimity and ease, safety and security, our search will be in vain. If we didn't know that before March, we probably are getting wise to that truth now, that we cannot access most of that world outside. Maybe a blessing within this curse is that we are carving a surer path to our Even Shtia, our foundation stone. For me, as I hope for you, prayer and meditation practice in the comfort and company of my community are Avnei Shtia, foundational stones. These habits of heart are both where we can take refuge from the chaos and also find courage and strength to face it. I am grateful for each and every one of you and hope that this sanctuary we create and recreate week after week brings you closer to each other and to the source, the foundation of all creation. We now enjoy our opening song, debuted by our beautiful, loving community of singers, Kol Simcha. Love, prepare me to be a sanctuary.
Love, prepare me to be a sanctuary, pure and holy, tried and true. With thanksgiving, I'll be a living sanctuary for you. Prepare me to be a sanctuary, pure and holy, tried and true. With thanksgiving, I'll be a living sanctuary for you.
Another foundational stone in our practice is ritual, and so it is we arrive at this precious time in our service where we welcome Shabbat by kindling the Sabbath lights. It is impossible to be lonely when you're zesting an orange. Scrape the soft rind once, and the whole room fills with fruit. Look around. You have more than enough. Always have. You just didn't notice until now. Please join.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner Shel Shabbat. We join in the singing of Lecha Dodi. We're welcoming the Sabbath bride. Lecha Lecha Dodi, Likrat Likrat Kala, Pene Pene Shabbat Nekabela. Lecha Lecha Dodi, Likrat Likrat Kala, Pene Pene Shabbat Nekabela. La 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 Lecha Dodi, Likrat Likrat Kala, Pene Pene Shabbat Nekabela. Lecha Lecha Dodi, Likrat Likrat Kala, Pene Pene Shabbat Nekabela. Shamor v'zachor b'dibur echad, Hishmi anu el hamyochad, Adonai echad u'shemo echad, L'shem u'tiferet v'liti la 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 Lecha Dodi, Likrat Likrat Kala, Pnei Pnei Shabbat Nekabela. Lecha Lecha Dodi, Likrat Likrat Kala, Pnei Pnei Shabbat Nekabela. לקראת שבת, לכו ונלכה, כי היא מקור הברכה, מראש מקדם נסוכה, סוף מעשה במחשבה תחילה, לה 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 לך דודי, לקראת קלה, פני שבת נקבלה, לך דודי, לקראת קלה, פני שבת נקבלה. התעוררי, כי באורך קומי אורי, שיר דברי, כבוד אדוני עלייך נגלה, לה 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 לך דודי, לקראת קלה, פני שבת נקבלה, לך דודי, לקראת קלה, פני שבת נקבלה. בואי בשלום, עטרת פעלה, גם בשמחה ובצהלה, תוך אמוני עם סגולה. בואי חלה, בואי חלה. לך דודי, לקראת קלה, פני שבת נקבלה, לך דודי, לקראת קלה, פני שבת נקבלה, לה 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 לה, לך דודי, לקראת קלה, פני שבת נקבלה, לך דודי, לקראת קלה, פני שבת נקבלה.
You may remain standing.
יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה,
Amen.
ועלמא דברה חירותי וימליך מלכותי, בחייכון וביומכון, ובחיי דכו בית ישראל. בגלה,
ובזמן קריב, בימרו.
אמן.
יהי שמי רבה מברך,
לעולם
לעולם ולעלמיה יתברך.
יתברך וישתבח,
ויפאר
ויתרומם
ויתנשא, ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל,
שמי דקודשה בריחו, לעילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה, תושבחתה ונחמתה, דמירון בעלמה, ויאמרו אמן. את אדוני, ברוך אדוני, המבורך, לעולם,
ברכו את אדוני המבורך, ברכו את אדוני המבורך. ברוך אדוני המבורך לעולם ועד. ברוך אדוני המבורך לעולם ועד.
join in a prayer of thanksgiving for all of creation. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bidvaro ma'ariv aravim, b'chochma poteach she'arim, uvitvuna meshane itim, umachalif et hazmanim, umesader et hakochavim, b'mishmerotehem barakia kirtzono. Borei yom v'layla, golel or mipnei choshech v'choshech mipnei or, uma'avir yom umevi layla, umavdil bein yom uvein layla, Adonai tzvaot shemo. El Adonai, tamid yimloch aleinu leolam va'ed, Baruch atah Adonai, hama'ariv aravim.
Ahavat Olam translates as eternal love, everlasting love, love of the entire world, of all realms. Let's join on the word ahava and sing it low so that it resonates in your chest right where your heart is. And then you can add a harmony as we go. Ahava, ahava, Ahavat Olam, Beit Yisrael, Beit Yisrael, Amcha Ahavta, Amcha Ahavta, Ahava, Ahava, Ahavat Olam, Beit Yisrael, Beit Yisrael, Amcha Ahavta, Amcha Ahavta. Torah u'mitzvot, hukim u'mishpatim, otanu lemadeta. Ahava, please join. Ahava, ahava, ahava. Ahavat Olam, Beit Yisrael, Beit Yisrael, Amcha Ahavta, Amcha Ahavta. Al ken Adonai Eloheinu, v'shochvenu v'kumenu, nahasiach behukecha. V'nizmach b'divrei Toratecha, u'v'mitzvotecha, le'olam va'ed. Ahava, 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 ahava. Baruch atah Adonai, ohev amo Yisrael. This is the prayer of our fathers and mothers. This is the prayer of our sisters and brothers. This is the prayer supporting all others we say. Say it all again. This is the prayer of our fathers and mothers. This is the prayer of our sisters and brothers. Shema
Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu,
Adonai Echad. Everything is God, everything is one. Baruch Shem Kivod, Malchuto Leolam Vaed. Yalla la la la, 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 yalla la la la. Most important part. Yalla la la la, yalla la la la, yalla la la. This is the prayer of our fathers and mothers.
This is the prayer of our sisters and brothers. This is the prayer supporting all others. We say, Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavecha u'v'chol nafshecha u'v'chol me'odecha ve'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam v'shivtecha b'veitecha Uvelechtecha v'derech, uv'shochbecha uv'kumecha, ukshartam le'od al yadecha, v'hayu letotafot bein einecha, uchtavtam al mezuzot beitecha uvisharecha, leman tizkeru, v'asitem et kol mitzvotai, v'yitem kedoshim lelohechem. Ani Adonai Elohechem, asher hotzeiti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim, liot lachem lelohim. Ani Adonai Elohechem, Adonai Elohechem emet.
Freedom. It isn't once to walk out under the Milky Way, feeling the rivers of light, the fields of dark. Freedom is daily, prose-bound, routine remembering, putting together inch by inch the starry worlds from all the lost collections.
Imagine walking out under all the starry connections through a division in the Red Sea, a miracle. And you might say, we are walking in the light of God. 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 We are walking, we are walking, oh, we are walking in the light of God. We are walking, we are walking, oh, we are walking in the light of God. Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha ne'edar b'kodesh. Kamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha ne'edar b'kodesh. Nora tehilot osef eleh. Nora tehilot osef eleh. Malchutecha ra'u vanecha, bokei hayam lifnei Moshe u'Miriam. Ze Elianu ve'ameru, Ze Elianu ve'ameru. Adonai yimloch le'olam va'ed. Adonai yimloch le'olam va'ed. walking, we are walking in the light of God. 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 We are walking, oh, we are walking in the light of God. We are walking, oh, we are walking in the light of God. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leShalom V'hamidenu shomereinu l'chaim. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leShalom V'hamidenu shomereinu l'chaim. Ushmot Tzeitzenu Uhoenu L'chaim u'shalom me'ata ve'ad olam. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leShalom V'hamidenu shomereinu l'chaim. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leShalom V'hamidenu shomereinu l'chaim.
As we join in singing Vishamru, I invite you to think about whether you can make Shabbat an Even Shtiyah, a foundation stone, a refuge, not an escape from reality, but a place to recharge, to strengthen, to ground. Vishamru v'nei Yisrael et HaShabbat. The people of Israel have kept Shabbat as an eternal covenant for all time.
Veshamru b'nei Yisrael et HaShabbat, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם, אותי לעולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני, עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. וביום השביעי שבת ויהי נפש, שבת ויהי נפש, שבת ויהי נפש. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. We prepare To go into the deepest part of prayer in our service, this is like if you imagine the service in the shape of an hourglass. This is the narrow center. This is the Mitzrayim of our service. This is the narrow place. But it's not a Mitzrayim that we want to escape from. It's a narrow place. It's a Mitzrayim where we want to feel. Where we want to feel a genuine prayer, a genuine connection between our words and some divine ear, some divine receptacle. We find ourselves squeezed in this narrow closeness. Sunlight on my face, dirt upon my skin, water's sweet embrace, and the healing wind. Open up my lips that I may declare your resplendentness, glory everywhere. Adonai, Sifatai tiftach, ufi yagi tehilatecha. Adonai, Sifatai tiftach, ufi yagi tehilatecha. Adonai, Sifatai tiftach, ufi yagi tehilatecha.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu Elohei Avotenu Imotenu Elohei Abraham Elohei Yitzchak Elohei Yaakov Elohei Sarah Elohei Rivka Elohei Rachel Elohei Leah Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor V'Hanorah El Elyon Gomel Chasadim Tovim Vekone Hakol Vezocher Chasdei Avot V'Imahot Umevi Geulah Livnei Bneihem Leman Shemo Be'ahava Melech Ozer Roshia Umagen Baruch atah Adonai Magen Avraham Ve'ezrat Sarah Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai Mechaye Metim Atah Rav L'Hoshia Mashiv HaRuach Morid HaGashem Mechalkel Chayim Bechesed Mechaye Metim Berachamim Rabim Somech Noflim V'Rofech Olim Umatir Asurim Umekayem Emunato Lishenei Afar Michamocha Bal Gevurot Umidom Melach Melech Memit Umechaye Umatzmiach Yeshua V'ne'eman atah lahachayot metim Baruch atah Adonai Mechaye hametim Atah kadosh v'shimcha kadosh U'kadoshim b'chol yom yahalelucha selah Baruch atah Adonai Ha'el HaKadosh. There are days when we seek things for ourselves and measure failure by what we do not gain.
On the Sabbath, we seek not to acquire, but to share.
There are days when we exploit nature, as if it were a horn of plenty that can never be exhausted.
On the Sabbath, we stand in wonder before the mystery of creation.
There are days when we act as if we cared nothing for the rights of others.
On the Sabbath, we are reminded that justice is our duty and a better world our goal.
Therefore, we welcome Shabbat.
day of rest, day of wonder, day of peace.
For the good in us, which calls us to a better life, we give thanks.
For the strength to improve the world with our hearts and our hands, we offer praise.
For the desire which leads us to work for peace, we are grateful.
For life and nature, harmony and beauty, for the hope of tomorrow, all praise to the source of being. Shalom Rab, Al Yisrael Amcha, Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rab, Al Yisrael Amcha, Tasim Leolam. Ki Atam Hu Melech Adon, Lechol HaShalom. Ki Atam Hu Melech Adon, Lechol HaShalom. Shalom Rab, Al Yisrael Amcha, Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rab, Al Yisrael Amcha, Tasim Leolam. B'tov Einecha levarech et Amcha Yisrael b'chol עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. Tasim leolam, Tasim leolam.
As we turn our prayers to those of healing and wholeness, we dig deep into that place, that foundational place, and offer those who are broken in body, mind, or spirit to find their sense of grounding, their sense of ease, their sense of comfort in whatever brokenness they find themselves. From our congregational families, we send these wishes of healing to Evelyn Aronson, Chris Argall, Nancy Ash, Chana Leah Bat Devora, David Brady, Amy Cooper, Voldemar Donier, Richard Eisen, Andrew Fisher, Dean Gavney, Roger Gluckman, Gabby Goldberg, Stuart Goodman, Tom Gosnell, Alicia Good, Nita Hicks, Bert Horwitz, Chris Kuntz, Bernard Leader, Elise Plyler, Jim Rudisil, Deborah Sanders, Julie Sherman, Shoshana Slatke, Bob Ward, and Marlene Wexelblatt. Are there additional names this week?
Jay Reese, Susan Barber, Patch Haley, Ed Fisher, Gloria Cohen, Amanda Lougheed, David Cohen, Marcia Kumari, Sheila Crandall, Don and Jude Pasqualani, Pat Cairns, Alan Klein, Jeffrey Weinstein, Sonia Alvarez, Ed Hoffmeyer, Robin Miller, Ronnie Bennett, the Husky family, Kara Denari, Nathan Ford, Taylor Reynolds and baby Gwen, baby Oren Solomon and mom Aria, Pat Kaskow, Diana Kleinman, Peg Insminger, Helene and Lenny Green, and Ethan Hawes.
Walter and Laurel Jonas. We sing the words that Moses sang to Miriam when she was ailing. And Moses cried out to God, please, heal her. We add, heal us. El na refana la, refana lanu. El na refana la, refana lanu. Dear God of our ancestors,
Dear God of our ancestors,
help us renew our faith.
help us renew our faith.
Grant us a perfect healing.
Grant us a perfect healing.
Bring peace to all our days.
Bring peace to all our days.
El na refana la, refana lanu. El na refana la, refana lanu. Restore our strength of body.
Restore our strength of body.
Help clarify our mind.
Help clarify our mind.
Refresh our tired spirit.
Refresh our tired spirits.
Rejuvenate our lives.
Rejuvenate our
El
lives.
na refana la, refana lanu. El na refana la, Thank you for all these blessings.
Thank you for all these blessings.
Throughout our days and nights.
Throughout our days and nights.
We celebrate this journey.
We celebrate this journey.
This precious gift of life.
This precious gift of life.
Elna Rafana la, Rafana la nu. 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 Yehiyu l'ratzon, imrefi, v'hegyon libi lefanecha. Yehiyu l'ratzon, imrefi, v'hegyon libi lefanecha. Adonai Tzuri, Adonai Tzuri, Adonai Tzuri, Ve'go'ali. Adonai Tzuri, Adonai Tzuri, Adonai Tzuri, Ve'go'ali. Yehiyu l'ratzon, imrefi, v'hegyon libi lefanecha. Yehiyu l'ratzon, imrefi, v'hegyon libi lefanecha. Adonai Tzuri, Adonai Tzuri, Adonai Tzuri, Ve'go'ali. Adonai Tzuri, Adonai Tzuri, Adonai Tzuri, Ve'go'ali. Yehiyu l'ratzon, imrefi, v'hegyon libi lefanecha.
We continue now with Aleinu.
Aleinu l'shabeach l'Adon hakol,
לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל העולם. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא.
ונאמר
Bayom Hahu Yeh Adonai Echad Ushemo 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 Echad.
Especially during these days of focusing on gratitude, we certainly are grateful for the lives of those people who are no longer with us in body, but whose memories remain with us in our minds and in our hearts. Our thoughts turn now to all of those who have departed, our own loved ones, those whom our friends and our neighbors have lost, the martyrs of our people whose graves are unmarked, and those of every race and nation whose lives are a blessing to humanity. We mention by name Rosalind Miller, sister of Beverly Harris and sister-in-law of Joel Harris, who was taken from us in recent days. And we recall the yahrzeits of Anna Brenner, Gerald Diamond, Nat Friedman, Melvin Goldman, Barbara Joseph, Frederick Mayer, Anita C. Miller, Morris Miller, Ann Perlman, Max Rettig, Fan Rockamora, Kayleen Schoenberg, Jason Seligman, Erwin Sellinger, Ailey Bernard Torgman, Diane Winnecourt, and Coleman Zager. We also mourn the loss of our dear Arnie Sagan, who passed last evening, past president of our temple and leader in our brotherhood and dear, dear friend to so many, who will be laid to rest in a private graveside service in the coming days. Zichronam livracha, may all of their lives live among us as a loving benediction as we join together to praise God, the giver of life, as we add some more names from the chat. Forgive me.
Gary Skopp, Michael Blate, Ruth Heikkinen, and Ellen Solomon.
If it is your custom, you may rise. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, ve'alma divrach hirutei v'yamlich malchutei, v'chayechon u'v'yomechon u'v'chaye d'chol Beit Yisrael, ba'agala u'v'zman kariv v'yimru amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevarach le'olam u'lamei almaya, Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh, v'yithadar v'yit'aleh v'yithalal shemei d'kudusha b'richu, le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, damiran be'alma v'yimru amen. Yehei shlama Rabbah min Shemaya, v'chaim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'al kol yoshvei tevel v'imru amen.
May I suggest to you, may I suggest this is the best part of your life. May I suggest this time is blessed for you. This time is blessed and shining almost blinding bright. Just turn your head and you'll begin to see the 1,000 reasons that were just beyond your sight. The reasons why I suggest to you, Why, I suggest this is the best part of your life. This is a song, comes from the west to you, comes from the west, comes from the slowly setting sun. With a request of you, to see how very short the endless days will run. And when they're gone, and when the dark descends, we'd give anything for one more hour of light. And that is why I suggest to you, why I suggest this is the best part of your life. May I suggest to you, may I suggest this is the best part of your life.
Shabbat Shalom to everyone. I am David Seligman, representing the Temple Board, to give everybody the announcements for tonight. First off, thank you to Rabbi, Kim, and Billy for our service. And we all loved hearing from the Kol Simcha Choir, and we would also like to thank them for the beautiful recording of Sanctuary. Their extra touch of class is always a treat. Now, first announcement. Torah Study, Lunch and Learn is happening every Monday at noon. If you're interested, please contact Buffy for a Zoom link. Beginning November 30th, for 3 Mondays, Rabbi and Luna Ray are taking our ever-popular series, Om Shalom, online. The last chance to register is now. The link to register will be in your Tuesday's email. The whole Asheville Jewish community, in partnership with the Anti-Defamation League, is presenting an important and timely webinar on anti-Semitic tropes across the globe on December 2nd at 5:30. You must register, and that link will also be included in Tuesday's email. The Sisterhood is holding a coat drive for Helpmate. If you have a coat in good condition or other warm accessories like hats, gloves, scarves, etc., please donate them to those who are feeling or fleeing domestic violence. If you'd like to, please contact Judy Kaplan or Gail Sobel. Their email info is in Tuesday's email. Unless you're missing it, Tuesday's email is the party, and everyone's invited. We hope everyone had a happy and safe Thanksgiving. And as always, Shabbat Shalom, everybody.
If you have wine with you or juice and you'd like to make the Kiddush and Motzi with us, please grab your cup as we say the prayer to bless the wine and the bread. We start with the wine. Borei Peri Hagafen, ready? And we're going to tone on the Baruch. Ready? Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam Borei Peri Hagafen L'chaim.
L'chaim.
And now we bless the bread. If you're with family, we encourage you to touch someone who is touching someone who's touching the bread, making a l'dor v'dor little connection to the bread, the challah, and we say, Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz b'tei avon. We go to our closing song now. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. We hope that you have found a way to celebrate the holiday with your COVID restrictions firmly in place and still been able to be joyous. I'm sure Zoom was probably some part of your event. We're going to sing a psalm a psalm by King David. I've written some extra words, which is why the slide will say it's by King David and Billy Jonas. We co-wrote this, sort of. Yeah. And Kol Hanshama Tehalleliyah means let every breathing soul praise the source of all life. It's truly a Thanksgiving song. So as we sing Kol Hanshama, imagine this is your Thanksgiving anthem for this year. And your dance, snap, clap, double clap, snap, clap. One more time, snap, clap, double clap, snap, clap. And I always encourage making pixie dust when you clap, so that there's motion through the whole thing. It's like Jewish qigong. There you go, yeah. That's how it is. All right, let's try it. Kol Hanshama, snap, clap. 1, 2, ready, go. Kol Hanshama, Kol Hanshama, Kol Hanshama, Tehalleliyah, praise. Kol Hanshama, Kol Hanshama, Kol Hanshama, Tehalleliyah, praise. Praise Yah, praise. Praise Yah. Follow Sarah Kim. Praise and Rabbi. Praise Yah. Praise. Praise Yah. Praise in the temple.
Praise Yah.
Praise in the street.
Praise.
God in the eyes
Praise
of
Yah.
every face you meet.
Praise.
Praise for your partner.
Praise Yah.
Praise for your foe.
Praise.
Praise for everything and
Praise
everyone you know. Kol Hanshama, Kol Hanshama, Kol Hanshama, Tehalleliyah, praise. Kol Hanshama, Kol Hanshama, Kol Hanshama, Tehalleliyah, praise. Praise what you're working.
Praise Yah.
Praise what you play.
Praise.
Praise what you're thinking.
Praise
Every word you say.
Praise.
Praise with your dreaming.
Praise Yah.
Praise through the night.
Praise.
Praise with every action.
Praise
Praise
Yah.
with all your might. Kol Hanshama, Kol Hanshama, Kol Hanshama, Tehalleliyah, praise. Kol Hanshama, Kol Hanshama, Kol Hanshama, Tehalleliyah, praise. Praise with a timbrel.
Praise Yah.
Praise with a dance.
Praise.
Praise with your senses.
Praise
Every
Yah.
single chance.
Praise.
Praise with your fingers.
Praise Yah.
Praise with your feet.
Praise.
Praise with your heart.
Praise
Every single beat. Kol Hanshama, Kol Hanshama, Kol Hanshama, Tehalleliyah, praise. Kol Hanshama, Kol Hanshama, Kol Hanshama, Tehalleliyah, praise with a trumpet. Praise with a flute.
Praise.
Praise with a harp.
Praise Yah.
Praise with a lute.
Praise.
Praise with a bucket.
Praise Yah.
Praise with a pot.
Praise.
Praise with crashing cymbals.
Praise.
Everything you've got. Kol Hanshama, Kol Hanshama, Kol Hanshama, Tehalleliyah, praise. Kol Hanshama, Kol Hanshama, Kol Hanshama, Tehalleliyah. One more. Kol Hanshama, Kol Hanshama, Kol Hanshama, Tehalleliyah, praise. Kol Hanshama, Kol Hanshama, Kol Hanshama, Tehalleliyah, praise.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.